Hi, it's Casey here with Outdoor Adventure Club, and we are with Rebecca at Wildcat Hollow. Wave, say hi, Rebecca. Rebecca's my wife. You may have heard me mention her before in some of the videos. We are on her first backpacking adventure, like actual backpacking adventure. So Rebecca, if you want to tell us a little bit about your like camping, hiking type experience or whatever you have.
Yeah, well, I'm used to hiking and camping at state parks, but not actually without some type of indoor facilities, so that's a little different.
That's the key. There are no bathrooms out here except for the ones that you make yourself. Rebecca noticed as we pulled in the parking lot, there's some people here, but I was surprised there weren't a lot of campers up here. There's a notice, a COVID-19 closure, that there's like a $10,000 fine if you camp within 200 yards of the trailhead, which normally at Wildcat Hollow, if anybody's been here, this is like a pretty hot car camping area where people, you know, camp pretty much in the parking lot.
Right where
or close
we're standing.
to it. Right where we're standing, essentially. There's like a fire pit right over off to the side here, so should be good. So this is her very first backpacking trip. So I don't know if I want to say we took precautions, but we really worked on how we're going to do this to make this as enjoyable as possible. If you saw the trip that Nick and I took to Oil Creek, it was Oil Creek, in PA in the wintertime, that was his first kind of true backpacking trip. Even though he and I have taken a lot of different adventures, usually there's a canoe involved. We do most of our travel by canoe. That was his first like on foot only. Excuse me, same for Rebecca here. So there's some different challenges and stuff that we're going to talk about and what we did. One of the keys is we did pretty much everything together. From getting the equipment out, packing the bags, reviewing everything, meal prep. We even went over the map together last night and talked about our routes and how far we thought would be a good distance for us to try. Because Rebecca's hiked. We've hiked like miles and miles and miles, but never with a pack. Also her pack weight and a lot of different things that we looked at. So we'll talk about that a little bit more later, but I think we're raring to go. It's, was it 80 today?
Yeah, I think
80,
so.
sunny.
Nice.
A little breeze.
Not a cloud in the sky.
Yeah. We just bug sprayed up and now we're ready to put our packs on and get after it. Hopefully, I'm kind of a little worried. I'm not gonna lie, because usually all the car campers are here and the campsite I want is deeper, and I'm guessing everyone else is deeper too. So we'll see if our first campsite is the first one that I wanted, if we get it. Cool?
Yeah.
Ready?
And we also cached our water already.
Oh, that's right. We cached our water up on, or cached. I don't know, whatever it is.
Cached.
Something like that. So up on Irish Ridge Road. So we have a gallon of water up there. I've talked about some of my other videos in this area. Generally don't drink the water, even if it's filtered, because of oil wells leaving a lot of residue in the streams, and the mining from the 60s that kind of makes the water acidic, which you can't filter out. So we are carrying, I've got 6 liters for us going in, and we have a gallon cached hidden in a tree. I put a little mark on the GPS, so we'll go find the water later.
Find the water, yeah.
Okay, let's get after it. You ready?
Yep.
All right. All right, so we're all packed up and we're heading in. Rebecca's got her little pack going on. This is actually Madison's pack that we kind of stole. She's also wearing Madison's boots, which is kind of funny. Technically they're hers, but this is the first time she's worn them. Madison has worn them on several hiking trips. So she broke them in for her. One of the considerations we had to make for Rebecca's first trip was, where are we going, right? So I chose Wildcat Hollow because it's mostly flat, although we're a little over a mile in. I think Rebecca would disagree with how flat it is. What would you say, Rebecca?
Not quite too flat.
There's some decent hills, but we're in Southern Ohio, and there's always a hill, right? Everything's a hill down here. So we looked at the map, and I've been here before, so I picked a couple campsites that I liked. And we kind of have like our first preferred campsite, and then if she feels like she has the energy, we can go a little bit further, we have a second one. Because we'd like to do the 5-mile loop in 2 days, which doesn't sound like much, but when it's your first time carrying a pack and doing this, I mean, you don't want some like 40-mile multi-day adventure. You really need to kind of take it as easy as you can and just kind of get used to the idea of doing this, because it is a fair bit of work. So we have a campsite picked that's, I think, 2 miles, Rebecca?
Yep.
2 miles. And then if she's feeling a little spicier, we'll go a little bit further. Essentially with our mapping, we went over the map, we looked at a couple different ways we could go, some of my preferred campsites, and basically if she's feeling like she's had enough, we can stop, and then tomorrow, rather than complete the loop, we can just go home. So it's kind of a nice little added thing, and maybe that's what we do tomorrow. It's no big deal, because we're trying to have some fun. This isn't, again, like some brutal, like, let's see what we can do to Rebecca today. Like, that's not the idea. Now when I'm with Nick, it's different, because it is kind of like, let's see what we can do to Nick today.
Let's see if Nick passes out.
Let's see if Nick passes out. Nick hasn't passed out yet, though, so he's done a fine job. So that's one of our many considerations. One of the other considerations we looked at was food. Food's a huge thing, so let's look at a little segment about the food, and I'll show you a picture of what we packed. When choosing the food for this trip in particular, I really let Rebecca guide the decision making. Normally, when I go backpacking, I try and keep it as light and as easy as possible. I'll prepare some brown rice and Brussels sprouts. It's totally my staple. Not a lot of cleanup. It fills me up. It's easy to take in. You don't have to worry about it, in terms of exposure to heat or getting bruised or banged around. It's a pretty durable staple. And then I might throw like an envelope, like a foil envelope chicken, or tuna fish, or whatever, maybe a can of chicken, something like that. But for this trip, we didn't go that route because Rebecca would rather eat her shoe than a Brussels sprout. She's not huge on brown rice unless it's cooked in the Instapot. Then she'll eat it. The can of chicken was okay, though, or the envelope of tuna fish. So she's a little pickier. So what we ended up doing is I got a backpacker's pantry meal. We tried them out ahead of time, which I think is really important. She really liked the lasagna with meat sauce, so I made sure to have one of those. I also got a chicken teriyaki for myself, and the idea was she could try some. If she liked it, she could have that one. If not, she could stick to the lasagna. I also got her a dessert. I generally do not take dessert. A dark chocolate cheesecake mix, which was like pudding, which is pretty good. I mean, I'm not dissing the cheesecake mix by saying it was like pudding, because pudding is pretty good. I had tea for myself, snacks for her. I had some like portable apple sauces, a ramen in case she wanted lunch. We also had trail bologna and crackers. There were some things that aren't listed here because they were in the refrigerator. It wasn't trail bologna, it was summer sausage, cheese, and crackers as well. And a backup meal, which was the chicken breast with the ramen. I had an additional of that. So it was pretty simple, pretty lightweight. It wasn't too bad. We had a couple Kool-Aid packets and some tea packets in there, and some coffee packets for myself. I had an oatmeal for myself. Her breakfast, I had a scrambled eggs with bacon Mountain House meal. So really, I was catering entirely to her, because I generally do not buy backpackers meals. Oh, they're good. I mean, they're good, but the salt and the cholesterol and the fat are just a little too much for me. So some of them, in fact, kind of upset my stomach a little bit. So I try and stay pretty plain. So I guess the long story short, because the story is getting long, is when considering food options, really, like, and you're taking someone for the first time, you really want to make sure that you have food for them. If I were to pack my food and we got there for dinner and I'm pulling out the brown rice and Brussels sprouts, she's going to be very unhappy. So you want to keep that first timer happy. Take some comfort food. Take a dehydrated mac and cheese, or just a regular box of mac and cheese, or something that they like. Make sure that you know what they want, so that you can provide that for them, so that after a long day of hiking, or it's hot, and they're kind of uncomfortable, they have something like to look forward to. Besides food, so we had our trail, right? Picking a good trail, picking food that makes everyone mostly happy, as happy as you can be. We're not getting Popeye's chicken out here, Rebecca. Right?
That'd be my favorite.
Rebecca loves some Popeye's chicken. But the last real consideration was our equipment. What all are we bringing? And I've got tons of backpacking equipment. But I mean, obviously you don't want to bring everything with you because you have to carry what we're bringing in. So let's take a look at the equipment that we brought on this trip. when packing the gear from the trip, again, Rebecca kind of led the way with that. So I had the things that I would normally have. I generally sleep in a hammock. I have all of the accoutrements that go with a hammock. Rebecca was not interested in sleeping in a hammock because I do have another setup. She preferred a tent. So I have a one-person tent. So I slept in a hammock, she slept in a tent. Now I do have other you're probably like, why didn't you're married, why didn't you just both sleep in the tent? Well, I don't have enough equipment for 2 people in a tent, like enough mattress and stuff like that, because I generally sleep in a hammock. So in order for her to have a nice mattress and everything, I did not want to go buy more because I didn't know if she would ever do this again. So I didn't want to invest a bunch of money in new equipment for something that might have been a one-time deal. When I take my daughter backpacking, she generally sleeps in a hammock as well, and I have a whole setup for her. So I had the tent for her. I had a sleeping bag. I gave her one that was a little warmer for the conditions because I didn't want her to get cold, because she does get cold kind of easily. Whereas I had more of a summer setup. I gave her kind of a hybrid fall type setup. So we had our sleeping bag. She had a tent. I had a hammock. I had my lighter sleeping bag. We took in quite a bit of water. We each had a headlamp. We had, of course, the trowel and the dude wipes to take with us. A big thing of bug spray. Stove. Various small first aid kits, fire starting kits, repair kits, both of our packs. We even had folding chairs. If you look top center, you see like an orange and black bag. Those were both folding chairs. I generally would not take those. There were a fair number of things that I took that I would list under like comfort objects that I generally wouldn't take on my own, which made my pack a little bit heavier because I had to carry most of this, which is fine because again, we're trying to get her to do this again and to make her as comfortable as possible when we're at the campsite. I threw a Mad Lib book in there and some different things. So just trying to plan for her comfort to make her as comfortable as possible. You don't see it in here, but she took a full-size pillow, like off the bed, like a regular pillow, which again is not something I would take, but that's fine because the idea is to kind of take a person who's new to this and ease them into it and not just, total roughing it, sleeping on the ground with a blanket and a pillow made out of your sweatshirt, or, that's something she would have been very, very unhappy. So my gear here is pretty heavy, quite a bit heavier than I'd normally carry, but again, it's thinking about the other person's comfort in mind. So we found a really nice campsite, dropped our stuff, and then I went our water cache, which I got our gallon of water, was about 0.7 of a mile away. So I just ran up and got that. So looks like Rebecca's taking a snooze. We'll go and check in on her and take a look at the old campsite here. Are you pretty comfortable?
Yep.
Funny. So let's take a look here. We've got he's stuck in that position.
Yeah.
See Rebecca get out of her chair. Got a pretty nice little fireplace here. Somebody left us a spit. They also left us quite a bit of firewood. We've got a nice living room over here. At least this will be the living room eventually. And it looks like the bathroom is out that way. So it's all the amenities of home, if you will. Right? Just like home, right, Rebecca?
Just like home.
Just like home. So let's get our gear set up here and take a look at this once it's put together. So everything's set up, easy as pie. We've got, so let's talk what we're doing here. I'm running my hammock system, which I like to run. I'm doing an under quilt. I don't know, it's supposed to be 55 tonight. I'll probably need it for 55. But otherwise I've got my summer sleeping bag, so it's not, I don't get too hot. It's not, the chance of rain tonight's like 0%, which never happens, but we put the tarp up anyways. I just don't want stuff falling on me at night. I hate when the stuff like, whatever from the trees, like whatever falls. We also have a one-person tent. This is going to be Rebecca's or mine. I just got this for Christmas. We haven't even used it yet. I took it with me to Oil Creek, but it was not needed. So I'm trying to talk Rebecca into sleeping in the hammock tonight because I personally think that sleeping in a hammock is the best. We'll see though. I don't. She's kind of like, you know, when I sleep in a hammock, but I think she'll like it. Otherwise, she can have the one-person tent. I'm using a lot of the stuff. We talked about gear earlier. I'm trying to use a lot of stuff I had. I was looking at buying things specifically for her, but I was, this is a test trip. And if Rebecca doesn't want to ever do this again, I don't want to drop a couple hundred bones on like equipment that I don't need. So if she likes it, she'll get her own hammock and her own underquilt and her own stuff. If she doesn't, she won't. See, that's fair.
That's fair.
That's fair. Okay. Any thoughts before we sit down and read a book or do nothing for a little bit?
No, I think that's about it.
Good. Yeah, we'll start a fire, make dinner later, and I don't know. Now it's time to just chillax for a little bit. A little warm on the bottom. A little warm on the bottom. So normally for dinner, I do like we'll do dirty steaks on the first night because I'll bring in some frozen steaks or whatever. You know, my brown rice and Brussels sprouts is pretty much a staple. But with Rebecca, she doesn't like any of that. So the dirty steak she'd probably eat, but brown rice and Brussels sprouts are not her jam. I don't think, no. So we had to, you know, as we talked about earlier with the food, we had to kind of find something everybody would enjoy. So Rebecca, tell us what we have. Tell us what we cooked up in the kitchen tonight.
In the kitchen tonight we have lasagna with meat sauce with a cheesy Italian-style tomato sauce and beef. And we have chicken teriyaki with rice, green peas, carrots, peppers, onions.
We're going to do this buffet style, so this is still cooking. The lasagna's done. So Rebecca's going to eat half of her bag, and then we trade. So we each get some chicken teriyaki and lasagna. It's pretty amazing.
It's pretty good.
And what do we have for dessert, Rebecca?
For dessert, we have the most popular dark chocolate cheesecake mix.
Which is new. I've never had that or the teriyaki. We've had the lasagna before. That's why she picked it, because it was
It is good.
It was a winner. We had one for dinner one night just for funsies, but so that's what we got. Nothing super fancy, but to be honest, it's a lot easier to do this than to make stuff.
You don't have really dirty dishes. And
go ahead and dig in, Rebecca, and this one will be ready here in about 4 minutes.
Let's see. Yeah, it's nice and tender.
Tell us what the first bite is. Is it magical? Pretty good? Good.
Mm-hmm. It's good.
So chicken teriyaki's done. You want to try it before you...
Yeah.
Try some of this before I eat that, just in case you don't like it. If you don't like it, I'll eat this one.
Well,
There's some peas in there, and Rebecca doesn't
Yeah.
like. She doesn't like peas. She's not big on the peas.
it's weird. I
Just
think I like this one better.
You want to finish that one then?
Yeah.
Okay. We're not doing
Or at
buffet
least
style.
some of it.
No more buffet style, which is okay.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
probably won't finish all this, but
I just
you'll
opened
still
it,
get a little
and I was like,
lasagna.
there are a lot of peas in there. I was like, she's not gonna like that. It's not bad. It's not the teriyaki taste you'd expect. It's like,
A little less sweet,
yeah.
and it needs more like sugar. It's just it could use a little extra teriyaki.
More
Although we
teriyaki.
do have a little secret ingredient.
A little Tabasco. Oh yeah, a little Tabasco action.
Tabasco.
You're about to smell it.
Yeah.
Spice it up.
Got it?
Let's get spicy. I will say though, this is like one of the easiest dinners I've ever made camping.
Really easy. I'm sure.
So I've just about finished off this chicken teriyaki. Rebecca was not a fan. I will say it's got a pretty heavy dose of ginger in it, which I like and she doesn't. It's growing on me. It's definitely growing on me. It's not too bad. Mayo stuff stays hot forever. Okay, so this is Rebecca's first backpacking adventure, her first outdoor adventure club approved adventure, for the most part. Right?
For the most part, yeah.
So we're gonna have some real talk about how her first day of backpacking has gone. What's the first thing you'd like to share with us, Rebecca? What's the first experience that's been like a backpacking experience for you?
Well, it was definitely harder than I thought in the beginning. The pack weighs a lot heavier once you get moving and go any distance. But luckily we didn't go too far today, so I ended up doing okay. So that was the first observation.
The hills were very hilly. So on a scale of 0 to 10, how was your day? And be honest. How was it after the first half hour and how is it now? Let's two different ratings.
It was probably like a 4 after the first half hour and probably a 7 now.
The 4 is probably pretty generous. Anything over 0 I think is a win. I think at one point it was in a negative. It was like -7. She was very unhappy. But so you want to share with us one of the new things you've learned living in the forest?
Yeah, I would like a sponsorship for these. They're called Dude Wipes for wiping, and then they're biodegradable, so you just bury them. And their directions are grab one and wipe, dude, which I think is pretty sweet. And then we also have this handy trowel to bury everything, but not touch.
Yeah.
And that's
don't
sponsored by Trowel.
Trowel brought to you by Trowel. So Rebecca got to use the backpacking trowel for the first time ever, and probably the first time with the Dude Wipes as well.
Yeah, they're extra large too. Which
They're
is
nice. Dude Wipes are good. Dude Wipes are pretty good. So, any other? We had our dessert. It was pretty good. It was that cheesecake mix was like I thought it was like pudding.
Like with like kind of chunky, little
Chunky?
mysterious chunks.
Mysterious chunks. Weird, but it was good.
It was weird.
It was weird, but it was good.
Maybe a 5 out of 10.
Really?
I mean, I don't know.
I like it, but I thought it was like chocolate pudding.
Yeah, I don't know what I was expecting.
She was
Dark
expecting,
chocolate cheesecake.
I don't know about the
It's-
raspberry. Was there?
No, there was no raspberry.
Oh, I thought it was.
Just
Okay.
dark chocolate cheese. Yeah.
It was good, but it's
Yeah.
pudding.
Yeah, it was
With backpacking,
glorified pudding
glorified pudding. I guess
for
with your,
$7. Well,
I should have just grabbed the snack pack.
next time.
Next time we'll just get snack packs.
Although they probably don't have expiration 2029 either.
I don't know what they do. It was pretty warm today. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, they're in the store, but if it's 85, I mean.
And pudding needs to be cold.
Yeah, warm pudding's probably gross.
I don't. Do you like warm pudding?
I don't know that I've ever had warm pudding.
Like straight home from the store, you haven't had one?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean,
It's probably, yeah.
it's all right, but
I haven't been able to talk her into sleeping in the hammock. She's going to go to the single tent. We'll see how it is. I've got a nice air mattress in there, though. My
yeah,
little, like,
it'll be cozy.
my little self-inflating guy. Pretty good. Hopefully it won't be too warm. It's supposed to get down to 55 tonight, so that'll be good.
Yeah.
That'll be good. Nice cool night. It's not like in like July when it's like 70 at night and you're just like, oh,
Miserable.
can never cool down. Well, had a pretty good day, I thought. I read a lot of my book. I'm reading A Canticle for Leibowitz. It's been pretty good so far. I'm happy with it. It's my sci-fi book list that I've been trying to get through. And I don't know what else. Anything else going on?
No, I don't think so. We've seen some more people now.
Yeah, we've seen some people, some dogs. One dog.
2 dogs. And one guy that had the pack.
Oh, the German Shepherd, the pack.
Yeah.
So we have seen some people, and my experience at Wildcat Hollow, well, first off, because of the COVID-19 order, you can't camp within 200 meters of, or 200 yards of the trailhead. I've seen more people out in this section than I've ever seen, like camping. Like you'll see a lot of like day hikers out here, but we saw day hikers, but we saw people with packs, which out here I feel like I don't see very often. It's a Monday too.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's part of the reason why we came to this area, even though we didn't get the first campsite we wanted, is because usually there's no one out here. Like it's like it's
must
not
be
that.
people's only escape right now or something.
Give them something to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice out here though. It's been super quiet. Birds are doing their things, and
Yep.
I don't know. Any last words of wisdom, Rebecca?
No, but we'll hashtag Dude Wipes.
Hashtag Dude Wipes.
We'd like a sponsorship.
They are nice. I would straight up replace toilet paper with those if they weren't so expensive. And Dude Wipes right now probably are going for a premium.
Probably. I'd imagine so.
I've got a stash at home, you know, depending on what the toilet paper situation is right now. I could probably make some money on those.
Well, it says you can supposedly flush them, but
I don't know.
Yeah. One wipe per flush. Dude Wipes.
Dude Wipes. All right, Rebecca's done pandering. So we had a good night. We're gonna finish cleaning up our stuff. We're gonna we went and we got our bear bag set up earlier, so we're gonna hang our food here in a little bit. Oh, there's one thing we didn't touch on: what to do if we come across any animals, like if we have because there are bears, bobcats, coyotes. What's your thing? Like, what's your game? Your bear game? What do you do?
Run as fast as I can.
No, that's not what you do. No. Remember, we got to make ourselves big and scary and and go crazy.
So you don't lay down and act dead either?
Yeah, you could do that, but these are black bears.
Are you serious?
Get scary and make noises. Clap your hands, bang stuff together.
Blow my whistle that we found on the backpack?
Blow the whistle on your backpack? Yeah. That'll scare the hell out of it. And if you see a bobcat, just take a picture, because I've never seen a bobcat out here. I heard the population is increasing, but it's not something I've ever seen. I've never even seen raccoons out here.
Oh, well that's good. I don't like their creepy paws.
Yeah, weird little
hands.
They're weird little.
They have man hands.
Yeah, they have man hands. And so I've never seen a bear out here. I've never seen a bobcat. And you hear coyotes. You'll hear coyotes tonight. I don't know what the moon is tonight. If it's full, because it's pretty clear.
Yeah.
If it's full, you will definitely hear coyotes. But they've never been. I don't know. We're not 100% sure if the Burr Oak campground's open, but usually that's where all the animals are. They're scavenging for food over there, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
At Wildcat Hollow, because they're not bothering us.
Yeah.
All the raccoons are over there getting some tasty treats.
We like treats.
We're going to hang out for a little bit and go to bed, and then tomorrow, this has been a culinary adventure for us as well as an outdoor adventure. I've got Rebecca dehydrated bacon, scrambled eggs and bacon.
Yes.
Which I've never had before. I'll get a taste. I usually eat my oatmeal and I'm pretty happy with that, but we'll see what the old...
I'm excited for that.
I would temper your expectations.
I know, I should probably...
It's going to be egg-like.
After today, I should definitely put it at hotel eggs.
Hotel. It's going to be like...
Which is gross.
It's going to be like egg pudding. with ominous bacon chunks.
That's so gross. That are like imitation bits.
Alright, this is Casey and Rebecca with Outdoor Adventure Club. And we'll see what breakfast has coming for us. Did you just flash a gang sign?
I peaced out.
Oh, okay. Well, we survived the night. Really, it was pretty quiet. Didn't even hear any coyotes, which was a surprise. There was a really loud owl by our campsite, but he relaxed a little bit. So today's Rebecca's birthday. On my birthday, I made Nick sing me happy birthday for a zinger. Rebecca's present is she gets breakfast in bed. So Rebecca, I will set you up. You want to tell us how you slept last night?
A little hard.
Be honest, yeah, be honest.
Yeah, so we've got...
Here's your breakfast. I'll let you eat anything you want out of that bag.
Wow, I get all the treats. So we've got this foam mat that Casey's probably talked about before in his other videos, but the problem is it doesn't go across this tent, and it's only about 18 inches wide.
It's pretty
So unless you're like, I don't know,
super skinny.
10? I don't know. It makes it hard to like move around and not fall off of it. Luckily it wasn't cold last night, so I was able to kind of pretzel my legs out how I like to sleep without actually feeling cold. But had it been cold, since this is like a warming mat, it would have been a definite issue. So, and it was really hard, so I'm a stomach sleeper, and it was hard on every part of my body, so I was having to take the sleeping bag, which is kind of rated for warmer than what I actually needed, and put it under my body still, because I had wanted to unfold it, excuse me, and just use it as a blanket, but I did kind of have to shove it under myself, and then use the top as a blanket, which then I was kind of warm, but at the same time it was just because of this mat. So, but all in all, Casey said he heard me snoring at one point, so I guess I
if she would have slept in the hammock, she wouldn't have had that problem. Wouldn't have that problem. She'd just sleep in the dang hammock.
So, but like I have all my stuff in here, my phone, my drink, my watch. It's a pretty cool setup. I thought I'd be a little bit more.
Here's a little. Get a little of your little like.
Oh yeah.
Your pile of
my little stuff.
Stuff.
I thought I would be maybe more like feeling closed off in here, but it was pretty cozy. You definitely feel like you can hunker down in this thing, and your feet are the only part that are in the smaller area, so I've got plenty of room here to reach up and everything. I can't sit up totally, but it's still spacious.
Yes. So what are you gonna have for breakfast?
So for breakfast, I think I'll have some good pretzel crackers, some fruit snacks.
Fruit snacks?
An applesauce baby pouch.
Little baby food applesauce.
Baby food applesauce.
Oh.
Peanut butter and crackers. Even more crackers. I think that's it.
She decided to forego the bacon and eggs, so I don't know. It's her birthday. I think she's really looking forward to Grinders tonight. Of all places, Grinders is her go-to for her birthday. But hey, it's your birthday. My daughter Madison wanted Arby's for her birthday, and I said, hey, it's your birthday, you get what you want. You just get what you want. So we're gonna pretty much pack up, eat our little snacky snack, and head back to the car and head home. Well, we're all packed up and ready to go, so this is gonna be goodbye from Outdoor Adventure Club. It takes us, what, 2 miles back to the car, and then we're gonna skedoodle back home so Rebecca can get her Grinders, which was her choice for dinner for her birthday. Nothing finer than Grinders on your birthday.
There's not. There really isn't.
I'm surprised she didn't pick Popeye's chicken, which would have been a drive to Akron, basically.
Yes, that's true.
That's the closest one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, have a good one. I think Rebecca survived. If she didn't, I'll post something on the YouTube channel.
That's true.
And I guess that's it. So let's get out of here.
All right.